As you approach graduation day, you may feel apprehensive about transitioning from a college student to a new career professional. Today we will discuss various aspects about the transition to make it as smooth as possible. As you prepare for the next steps in your career, keep in mind that you should expect to be surprised. For many students, the job search and transition into the real world will be a brand new experience, so it is okay to feel anxious and nervous. It is impossible for you to anticipate everything that will happen, so just be prepared for some surprises. Also, it is important that you are realistic in your expectations. When you are looking for a job, be cognizant of your qualifications and how they can meet the required qualifications for the position. The job search process can take several months, so be patient and don't give up. The better prepared you are, the easier the job search and transition will be. As a college student, you have a handful of responsibilities. Some of these responsibilities include classes and homework. You may also be involved in activities on campus, have a part-time job or internship, or maybe even both. You are beginning a new chapter in your life, so consider how these responsibilities are going to change once you are a professional. You will most likely work more hours, will no longer have classes or homework, and may have to adjust to a new schedule. There are several things to consider before and during your search that will help you land the job. Most, if not all, positions that you apply for will require a resume, a cover letter, and a list of references. Before you begin, you need to create a resume. If you are unsure of where to start or have never had your resume critiqued, schedule an appointment with an advisor in Career Services and we can help. This also applies to cover letters. Cover letters can be a bit intimidating if you have never written one before. Career Services is here to help you with the cover letters as well. You will also need to contact your references prior to applying for positions so that they are aware that they may be contacted for a job reference. Once you receive an offer for an interview, you will need to have the appropriate interview attire. Depending on the position and your career field, you will need to determine whether you need business casual or business professional attire. Make sure that the clothing is pressed and ready to go the night before the interview. Now, let's discuss some tips to help you have a successful job interview. First, it is important to be prepared. Prior to the interview, research both the position and the company so that you can determine what they are looking for in a candidate. That way you can specifically discuss how you meet these qualifications. This will also help you display knowledge of the company during the interview. Print out at least 3 copies of your resume to take with you. Review common interview questions and prepare responses. You do not want to sound rehearsed, but it will help prevent you from being caught off guard. Be professional throughout the entire interview process. As previously mentioned, dress in appropriate professional attire. Arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. Turn off your cell phone or leave it in the car. Be polite and professional to everyone you speak with, even those with whom you aren't interviewing. Be confident. You know what your short-term and long-term career goals are and how the position fits those goals. Be positive in tone and emphasize your best qualities. Be upbeat, enthusiastic, and remember to smile. Body language is important. Maintain eye contact and sit up straight. Show that you are actively listening by nodding your head. Ask insightful questions about the position and the company. To help you prepare for each step of the interview process, schedule a mock interview with Career Services. Once you receive and accept a job offer, it is time to really start creating a career growth plan. Consider what you want to gain from the position and potential next steps in your career path. Show initiative on the job so that you give a good impression and are always growing as a professional. Don't show off. Learn as much as you can. Work harder than everyone else. It will show and it will help you in all of your career endeavors. Build the right relationships. Get to know your colleagues and superiors so that you are continuously growing your professional network. Remember, this is just your first step in your lifelong career, so make it count. As a new graduate, a positive attitude will be important to be successful. You should consider these 9 attitudes for new graduates when you enter the workforce. The first key attitude is humility. College is the foundation. It is not the end of your learning experience. The second is to always have a readiness to learn. It is important to your employer that you understand how much you have yet to learn, and your employer wants to see your willingness to learn it. The third is readiness to change. In your new work environment, flexibility is key. Your manager may have explained something in one way one day and the next change his or her mind. Be willing to adapt to these changes. The fourth is respect. Understand why the organization is the way it is before criticizing it. You need to give respect before you can expect to have it. The fifth is to be confident. Be confident about your potential, combined with humility about being new, as well as realism about what you can do. The sixth is to have an open mind. Avoid preconceived notions about what work should be like, how things should be done, and what you are supposed to do. The job you were hired to do may change or be different from your perception of what the job was when it was described to you. New and different is part of being flexible. The seventh is to have long-term perspective. In the work environment, your development occurs over the course of many years, not a semester. It is important to see how what you are doing today will benefit you in the future. The eighth key attitude is based on your work ethic. Professional life is more demanding than college. Show up early, stay late when needed, volunteer for projects, and work extra hard to learn. More effort is required in your first year than in later years. You will receive a good label by going the extra mile and doing whatever is asked of you, no matter how trivial it may seem. The ninth is an overall positive attitude. In college, complaining is pretty common. You probably complained about professors or homework or tests. Complaining is just not appropriate when you are new, even if more senior employees are doing so. There are many differences between the educational environment in college and the organizational environment. Compare and contrast the cultural differences between college and your first year of work so that you feel more prepared to make the necessary changes to thrive in a new environment. In the educational environment, it is appropriate to challenge ideas of the professor. However, in the organizational environment, new employees are often faulted for not using good judgment when they are too quick to challenge established organizational practices. Many supervisors see this as having no respect, but in classes you are rewarded with class participation points. This is what you have learned during your time in the educational system. It is not wrong to question an established practice, however, timing and tenure with a company is of the utmost importance when change is brought up. Another difference is that education expectations and tasks are laid out in black and white. In the work world, this is not the case. You will need to feel your way through the forest to find the right path versus being given a map. Your observation skills will be very important in the world of work. In classes, you receive frequent feedback with grades on papers. However, frequently requesting feedback from your employer can be viewed as being insecure. It is not inappropriate to ask for feedback on your performance, but you should not expect as much as you received as a student. Practicing good organizational, political skills are another important aspect as a new employee. These skills will help you build relationships with your coworkers and superiors. First of all, learn to compromise with others. You and your colleagues will have different opinions and ideas, and it will often require compromising to come to the best solution. As you are making decisions and plans, involve others in the process so that you can get different opinions. Also, understand the players in every activity. In other words, know who plays a role in each activity and who will be affected so that they can be included as necessary. Learn good negotiating skills. Not all battles are worth fighting. Understand which ones are worth fighting and which ones aren't. Learn to build coalitions with people who agree with you on an issue. That way, you are not always battling issues alone. It will help when you need to explain your standpoint on a topic or issue and helps you avoid going out on a limb by yourself. Learn what the different political issues are and understand who has the power and who wants the power. Finally, as a new employee, avoid these first job traps. Avoid gossip. Listen to the gossip if you can't get away, but don't engage in it, especially if you are new. Don't participate in political battles. There are always two sides to each argument, and as the new person, each side will try to recruit you to their camp. Stay out of the war. This can be done by telling each person individually that while you understand he or she dislikes the other person, you don't want to be in the middle. This signals to both parties that you won't be conned into choosing sides. Try not to revolutionize your job. This is where a label of immaturity may be placed if you try to change your job before you even really get to know your job. Offer ideas from time to time when appropriate. Don't be a know-it-all. If you want to make a suggestion based upon your current knowledge from your classes, be sure to acknowledge what is currently being done and why, and then make a suggestion. Avoid isolating yourself. Instinct may tell you to wait to be invited out by colleagues. However, this may make you seem unapproachable. It is okay if people are going to lunch to politely ask to join them. This may make the colleagues perceive you as more approachable in the future. The thought of being a grown-up in the real world can be a little intimidating. Let's talk about some tips to survive. First of all, expect your social calendar to change. As we previously discussed, your responsibilities and schedules may change, and along with that comes some adjustment of your social calendar. Be aware and respectful of generational differences. Each generation has their own beliefs about how things should be done, and it is important to respect all differing opinions. Along with your social calendar, your financial responsibilities may change. Create and stick to a personal budget to avoid financial issues. As this is your first job, don't expect to get promoted right away. It takes time and hard work to move up in every career field. Keep challenging yourself, whether it's in the workplace or your personal life. Always push yourself to work harder and try new things. Stay true to your values and motivators. You will work and interact with many different people from many different backgrounds and with many different beliefs than you. Don't lose your value because of those differences. And remember, this will not be your last job. It's only the beginning of a very exciting adventure. If you would like to gain further information about the transition from college to career, or if you are interested in any of our services, including resume critiques or mock interviews, please contact our office to schedule an appointment. You may contact us by phone at 618-453-2391 or email at careerservices@siu.edu. You can also find more information about our office and helpful handouts on our website at careerservices.siu.edu. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.